Hey everybody, I'm back with you again today on Wednesday, May 13th, and today we are going to be looking at some more work with context clues. This time we'll be reviewing antonyms, and then I have a fractured fairy tale that I found on my own about matter that I believe that you will really enjoy. So we're going to go ahead now and share our screen. And today I decided we would actually start with the context clues before we go into our book of the day. So if you remember yesterday, we worked on context clues with synonyms. And today we are going to move on to how sometimes even antonyms themselves can help us figure out the meaning of a word. Remember, synonyms are words that mean the same, but antonyms, if you remember from earlier in the year, antonyms are always opposites, but they can also be great context clues. So we're going to read the examples below. Just like yesterday, you're going to notice the circled words provide clues to the meaning of the harder underlined words. Okay, so we're going to look at the way those have been coded in the passage to help us figure out the meaning of some of the words and what's being told in the paragraph. All right, so here we go. Let's read this together. Beep, beep, beep. In a matter of moments, your microwave can turn your cold leftovers into a delicious, steamy meal. This device was invented in 1946 by Dr. Percy Spencer. About 6 feet tall and weighing about 750 pounds, the original microwave oven sold a costly $5,000. Okay, so no wonder we didn't own a lot of microwaves back then, because look how large they were in size, and they were $5,000. But luckily for us, the first countertop model arrived in 1967, and they were much cheaper. So we were able to get one that would fit on top of our countertops, and they would run about $495. Okay, I bet most of you have a microwave yourself at home. All right, so based upon what has been circled and underlined in the text, we're going to see if this girl was able to figure out the meaning of the words. So she says, inside the microwave, what was once cold becomes the opposite, hot. So she knows antonyms are cold and hot. So she has decided that steamy must mean hot. And she is exactly correct, because we know what it's like, for example, to take a steamy hot shower. So she did a good job using her clues. Now let's look at her next prediction she made using antonym clues. Okay, $5,000 is a lot of money. The 1967 model was 10 times cheaper than the first microwave. So based upon it being 10 times cheaper, she thought of the opposite of that, and she decided costly has to mean expensive. Once again, she was correct. Something that is costly or expensive cost a lot of money. All right, so just like we did yesterday, we are going to use our context clues to figure out the meaning of the underlined word in each sentence. We will do one together, and after we do that one together, you're going to be asked to finish the others on page 4. Once again, you have numbers 3. Okay, there's actually just 7 this time. So 3 through 7 to work out and figure out using your context clues and your antonyms to find out the meaning of an underlined word. Okay, so let's look at this first one together. Okay, here we go. So Charisma seemed incapable of forgiveness. Albert had accidentally stepped on her mouse's tail during pet day 3 years ago, and she was still holding a grudge. Okay, notice our underlined word there is grudge. Something that we also want to make sure we know the meaning of is incapable. Okay, if I am incapable of doing something, that means I can't do it. I'm just not able to do it. So that means she has not been able to offer forgiveness to Albert for accidentally stepping on her mouse's tail. Okay, and that was 3 years ago. So we're trying to figure out the meaning of the word grudge using those clues. Let's look at our choices. Do we believe grudge means A, sadness, B, feeling of dislike that lasts a long time, C, feeling sorry for another's pain, or D, action taken to get back at someone? So take just a moment to look at those clues once again. Make your best choice. Okay, if you chose B, a feeling of dislike that lasts a long time, you are correct. Okay, and we can look up in our passage and we know that she was incapable of forgiving. And she knows that Albert stepped on that mouse's tail 3 years ago, which is definitely a long time. So hopefully that helped you to figure out that your best answer is B. Good job. All right. So now you will go ahead and do these sentences, please. Sentences 3 through 7. Remember to read the sentences carefully. Look at that underlined word and use the clues with the antonyms to figure out what you feel is the best meaning of that word. You're going to circle that answer and make sure you turn this back into your homeroom teacher for another grade on context clues. Good luck, do your best, and we can't wait to see the results of what you turn in. Okay, so what you'll probably want to do right now is pause my video so you can complete this. Once you are finished, of course, you will restart our video. So I'm going to stop sharing here because you're going to have a chance to work on that. Once you're finished, though, we're going to share the screen once again. We are going to be going back to my own today. Okay, so all right, so we're going to share the screen once again with my own. All right, we know that we read a nonfiction book yesterday about matter and facts that we need to know about matter to be prepared for science in 3rd grade. And today we're going to actually have a little bit of fun with the different types of matter. I have found a fractured fairy tale for you. Now remember, a fractured fairy tale is a story that is written usually from someone's point of view, a character in the story, and it's different than the classic. So if you have not had a chance to listen to the read aloud this week of The 3 Little Pigs, which is based on the classic version, the original story, make sure you enjoy that sometime this week. And I want you to take time to enjoy this fractured version that I have found. And believe it or not, this is a book I had never read myself, so I was very excited to enjoy this book. So we're going to go back to our search tab, okay, and this time we're going to type in what's the matter with the 3 little pigs. Okay, what's the matter with the three little pigs? We're going to search for that book. Okay, so once again, it takes us back to lots of different books about matter. So maybe for some of your independent reading this week, your 20 minutes of independent reading, you might want to log on here and read some of these others that look good to you, because there's lots of different choices to pick from. Notice today, though, it did automatically pull up our fractured fairy tale about the stages of matter. Click on read. Okay. As before, remember, I have actually looked at this before, so I just want to start over, but it'll be your first time with the book. So I wanted to just take a few minutes to introduce it. It's a very funny little story based upon the classic of the Three Little Pigs. I believe you will really enjoy this book. Even though it's written as a fractured fairy tale and it's very funny, it also reviews how matter changes from one type of matter to another. For example, a solid change into a liquid, okay, or a liquid change into a gas. So take time to read this book. We are asking you to do an AR test on this book. It is a longer fractured fairy tale. So what I suggest is you enjoy reading it today, okay, on Wednesday. And then I suggest Thursday, let this be your independent reading. Go back, read this one more time, because the AR test on this book is more challenging and has more questions. So enjoy the book. Learn some more about matter, laugh a little bit. This is a great book to share with family because it is funny. And be sure to take that AR test and let your homeroom teacher know that you've taken the test and you're finished with your books that we're doing and reading this week. Okay, take care, guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.